G'day, Robbie here from Aussie Baja Bug Adventures. Just a bit of a upgrade to Clyde, our Aussie Baja Bug. Just to make him a bit more powerful, a bit more robust, more off-road capability. We've installed a roof rack to give him a bit more room to carry stuff. We've got a lithium battery, a fridge. So the idea is we want to be able to go off-road and camp for up to a week. And so we need to be able to carry the stuff we need to take. We need to have that off-road capability to get into the spots where we want to go. The other thing about Clyde is we've updated the motor. So we've got now a Type 4 engine that's been converted to upright. We had a few issues when it went to the dyno. We had an oil leak, so it's sort of back to the drawing board with that modification. But other than that, everything's going well. We're in lockdown, so I've had a bit of time to get some stuff done. It's early September here in Australia. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown by November, December maybe, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I've been making the most of this time to get a few things done on Clyde, and hopefully we'll be out of lockdown soon and we can go on some more adventures. Here we go. So we've got a 6-rib bus gearbox in there now, and this one is pretty special, and I'll show you why. You can see that apparatus there wrapped in rubber. That is an actuator for the lock diff. So with the lock diff I can lock it all up, and you've got power, 100% power to both wheels while that's engaged, which gives you massive traction advantage. With an open diff, if one of the wheels loses traction, the car will just stop. It just loses momentum, and momentum is key when you're going off-road. So that gearbox has been rebuilt, and with the locker diff it's going to be pretty special. We're just playing around with the cage at the back. It had to be replaced with the one that was there, mainly because the old one used to bolt up here, and we've got carburetors here now, so that caused a problem. So we've actually got this new arrangement here which runs through there, and that hooks up with the top of the shock tower, and also is braced to the body as well, just to give it a bit more strength. And also we're going to support the frame horns with this, so there'll be a bar running down to the frame horn there just to support the frame horn, because we've got extra weight now with the new engine and the gearbox. So we just want to shore it all up. So on the inside where we've braced, that hooks up to the firewall, which is braced inside as well, and so that all just ties it all up. The new roof rack is in position. So when they did the sardine roof modification here, so now you can see we've got a vinyl roof. When you cut the roof out of a car, it loses a lot of strength and rigidity. So what I've done is actually put some crush tubes in. So weld the crush tubes in, and that means that that becomes structurally part of the car. So that whole assembly, the whole roof rack, actually gives strength to the car. Just makes it a lot more rigid. It's not twisting so much. We've got light bars now on the front, so this is for straight ahead, and these ones just give you a bit more of a side view, so they don't go distance, they're more like a floodlight, working light. We've got our rock sliders / jerry can holders, so one of those on each side. Let's have a look inside now. We've got a cargo barrier. So the idea of the cargo barrier is that we can put all our stuff in there, and it just stops it coming through the cab in the event of any sudden stops. In the back we have the fridge. So to access the fridge, we just pull up the back of this. It's not exactly quick release, but and there we go. And there's our fridge. So, time for a beer. And that runs off a lithium battery. The lithium battery sits under the passenger side. And the starter battery is in the normal position behind the driver. Another addition is the CB radio. And we have a reversing camera now. Because of the cargo net, this sort of cuts visibility a bit. So I thought I'd go the high-tech option and put a little camera on the back, and now we have reversing camera. Just back to this, it's alloy, so it's light and very strong, and that is actually for a dual cab ute for the roof, so it's probably the biggest one we can fit on a Beetle. And there's our reversing camera there as well. On this side we've got a rocket launcher / tent pole carrier. It looks a bit big, I must say, but it holds all the tent poles and also fishing rods. You put anything you like in there actually. On this side we have the awning, and once that awning is extended right out, we can attach a tent to it. It's an awning tent, which gives you a heap of room. It's like 2 meters by 3 meters. Good thing about awning tent is that you can stand up in it without any problems. So it's full height, and I'm not sure how they go with a strong breeze, but I've got some extra tent poles and extra tie downs just to sort of give it a bit more support. Oh, well, we can have a look at the engine. We had a bit of a problem with the engine. The oil cooler sprung a leak when we were about to put it on the dyno, and so I'm just waiting on some parts there to sort that issue out. But it's a Type 4 engine, so more robust, more torque, more power. That's been fully reconditioned, so it's virtually a brand new motor, and can't wait to get that back in and get it fully tuned and go for a drive. We're in COVID lockdown at the moment, so it's pretty much playing around in the shed, can't really go anywhere. So the other thing I want to show you too is the front bull bar setup. So the idea of the front bull bar setup is that, first of all, I've got some jerry can holders, but you can put anything in there. You can put your water in there as well. Still got to put that on. That's a flag, dune flag, so when you're going across the desert or over dunes you need a flag, so that's still got to be welded on. I'll probably put it somewhere behind here. But the bull bar is just a bit stronger than what was already on there, so I wanted something really solid, and this part here is actually removable. You can take off the jerry can holder bit and just have the bumper bar. So if you're going on a long trip, you put the jerry can holder on. If it's just running around town, then we just take the jerry can holder off and go with just the bar here. The other thing we've got too is a winch. So under there, so that's bolted up to the 4 main bolts to hold the front end on. So that gets us out of trouble. Haven't had to use it yet, but you know, it's just good to have, just in case you get into a bit of bother. Underneath here, so what have we got? Okay, so we've got a long range fuel tank, and that gives us another, I think it's a couple of gallon, so about another 7 or 8 litres. Tried to seal all this as best we can, like try and keep the dust out, any water out. That seems to be working pretty good. There we go. Clyde, ready for the next adventure. Well, almost.